think everybody here in the conference agrees that the time to act is today. It is now. We can't wait anymore. We need to have sustainability as a focus of everything we do in the travel and tourism sector. From technology, the intersection of innovation, the intersection of AI, the intersection of new ways to do business, as well as new fuels, as well as sustainability in the hospitality sector in terms of whether conserving on food waste or new models for business. And how do we reach consumers and let them know that more sustainable experiences not just leads to a better life, but to a better experience for themselves and more incomes for local communities that they are visiting. We need to focus on 3 layers of sustainability: environment and nature. That is one. How do we conserve the planet? How we conserve the assets from which the tourism sector benefits and on which it is built. The second, we need to ensure cultural sustainability. People do not need to change who they are. We need to preserve cultures, focus on authenticity, and celebrate who people are, and make sure that when visitors come, they behave as guests, respecting those that they are visiting, and not demanding that the hosts change the way their life is. And the third, we need to focus on financial sustainability or economic sustainability of the destinations. How do you make sure that local communities are benefiting? There is enough income coming to the locals, not just for companies abroad, the foreign companies that are selling tours potentially, but also for the small businesses, to the local communities, to the entrepreneurs that are the lifeblood of the travel and tourism sector. How do we make sure that they have enough incomes coming to them? And at the same time, we need to make sure that this income is sustainable in terms of throughout the year. We have to make sure it is not seasonal. How do we bridge seasonality? How do we make sure people come throughout the season? So there is always food on the table. There is always income for the families coming in, whether it is January, whether it is July, or it happens to be November. This is one of the challenges that communities face, and we need to make sure we do that. One of the major powers of tourism is spread. You build a factory in a city, that city benefits. Tourism benefits the entire regions where tourists go. Everywhere a tourist goes, they spend money, and that community benefits. So we need to work on dispersion. How do we make sure through itinerary design, through working with villages and small towns to present the distinctive assets they have in order to have a product that resonates with the marketplace, shows the appeal, shows the distinctiveness of everywhere, and make sure when the visitors come, not just go to the big cities, but are throughout the country, they are spread out. And that helps actually with also reducing the problem of over-tourism in many of the countries or some cities facing, whether Barcelona or Dubrovnik or Venice and others that have a flood of tourists and they don't know what to do. So let's spread people across the country that they are visiting, and everybody benefits this way. Sure. So we had a great session on collaboration and innovation and technology. There's a great deal of intersection between both. So there could be collaboration without necessarily the technology being involved. For example, how do you partner between government and the private sector to make sure that both have the exact same vision for the destination? Can we ensure that the destination focuses on value, on return, not necessarily on numbers of individuals? If a destination can achieve the same return from a smaller number of people, that by definition makes your tourism more sustainable. There is less stress on local assets, on infrastructure, and even on people. So we discussed today how can technology better manage tourism. We also spoke about roles of government at different levels in terms of ensuring that they themselves adopt best practices in destination sustainability, and that impacts decision-making, policy-making, whether you're a country, whether you're a municipality, for example, or a microplace. But what sort of sustainability principles you need to have to manage your zone, to manage your area. And at the same time, we spoke about how businesses need to adopt sustainability practices and the different criteria that exist out there in different certifications. How do you make sense out of them? And we said, in summary, that whichever sustainability criteria you choose, that's great. The important part is let's move forward. But it's quite important also to know that the world is moving, and it is not a choice for the hospitality sector alone to say, I want to be sustainable or not. Banks, for example, are demanding, increasingly demanding, that their clients adhere to ESG criteria in order to qualify for a loan. So no longer would a loan officer only look at projected cash flow, for example, or asset collateral. They're starting to look at other aspects of sustainability before they make a loan. They want to make sure that they have greener and more impactful portfolios. And this is one of the key takeaways of the discussion.